everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new S.H.Figuarts Star Wars Rogue One Shoretrooper figure from Tamashii Nations and Bandai. Now this figure is also known as the Skarif Stormtrooper, and it comes packaged in the same style packaging we see with all the Star Wars S.H.Figuarts. You've got the window box. The figure's clearly displayed on the front in gold foil. You've got the Star Wars Rogue One logo, and then down below you've got the name of the character. On one side of the packaging you have an image of the figure. The other side you just have the Star Wars Rogue One logo, and then on the back of the packaging you have images of the figure showing off the various poses and accessories that come with it. And then a bunch of writing I really can't read. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now first of all, you do get a little instruction sheet that shows you how to work all the accessories and everything, which is not terribly complicated with this one. We get 3 different pairs of hands with this figure. We get a pair of closed-fisted hands, which are the ones that are attached to the figure when you first take it out of the packaging. Then you get this pair of grip hands for holding the weapons, and you've got the trigger fingers, and then you get a pair of just regular open hands. And all 3 pairs of hands have nice detailing. You've got the little padding, the armor padding on the top with some line work sculpted in there, and then you've just got the black gloves. Switching out the hands on this one is easy. You just pop off the hand you want to replace. You've got the little hole in the hand, and you've got the little ball joint on the arm, and then you just pop on the hand you want to replace it with, and it should snap right on and fits nice and tight. The figure comes with 2 different weapons. We get a rifle, and not a lot of paint detail on this. It's just done with a dark gray plastic, but I do like the sculpting detail on it. You got the little ridges on the handle, and you got the scope on the top and the magazine on the side. So it looks very true to what we see in the movie. And then we get the more standard looking Imperial blaster, and again, not a lot of paint detail on this, just done with that same kind of dark gray plastic. But again, I like the sculpting detail. You've got the little ridges on the handle, you've got the scope on the top, and then you've got the magazine on the side. And then as long as you have the grip hands in, he'll hold either weapon in either hand, and he holds it nice and tight with the trigger finger. So for the figure itself, I think Tamashii Nations has done a nice job with the sculpting and overall paint applications. I do think maybe he's a little bit too clean looking. I personally would have liked to have seen a little bit more in the way of scuff marks or dirt on the armor. These guys, after all, were running around in the sand on the beach and everything. But otherwise, I think it's a solid looking figure. I like the detailing on the helmet. I like the black marks on the faceplate. He's got the little red marking on his blast shield. So I like that detailing. He's got the vents on the back of the helmet, the line work on the top. He's got the backpack, which is, again, got nice detailing. He's got that off-cream armor like we see with all the Skarif Stormtroopers. And then he's got the blue marking. So originally I thought this was a squad leader like we got from Hasbro, but I did some research, and this guy's actually a captain, not a squad leader. And the difference between the squad leader and the captain is the blue markings are much thicker on the chest. He's only got blue on the left shoulder pad, and then he's got this yellow marking on the wrist here. And then he doesn't have the long skirt piece either. But so this is very movie accurate to what I've seen for the captain, and it's cool that we're kind of getting a different version over what Hasbro's given us. Though I'm sure eventually Hasbro will get around to giving us a captain. He's got the little tube thing on the back of his belt. And the belt is a separate piece. It's not removable, but it is a separate piece. And then you've got these other pouches and canisters, and he's got these little silver, I don't know if these are laser bullets or something, or just canisters, I don't know, but nice detailing. Again, you got this little brown pouch here. This larger pouch on the front here is removable, which is nice. So you can just remove it if you want to. It's just got a little peg that plugs in there on the belt. And then you can kind of adjust it how you want on the belt as well, which is nice. Then he's got this piece that comes down under the belt, which is done with a vinyl type material. He's wearing his brown pants, which these guys definitely need to be wearing brown pants. If you've seen Rogue One, you know why. And then he's got the shin guards, and you've got some black wash effect on there, so nice detailing there. He's got the brown boots with a little bit of black on the boots, and then he's got the gray soles, and I like the detailing with the soles on the bottom there. So overall, I think this is definitely a nice looking figure. This figure stands just a little bit under 6 inches tall. And here's a comparison with the 2 Hasbro Black Series 6-inch Skarif Stormtroopers. So we have the regular Skarif Stormtrooper. Then we have the captain, which is the S.H.Figuarts, and then we have the squad leader. And you can see the blue is thicker on the captain, and the squad leader doesn't have the yellow on his left arm, and he's got a little bit of yellow on his chest, which is missing from the captain. So definitely some differences. And then also the squad leader has that longer skirt piece. Here's a comparison with the S.H.Figuarts Imperial Stormtrooper, which is maybe a hair taller than the Skarif Stormtrooper, and then the S.H.Figuarts Death Trooper, which we looked at earlier this week, and the Death Trooper is the tallest of the three. Here's a comparison with the S.H.Figuarts K2SO, and then the S.H.Figuarts Darth Vader figure. For articulation, you can turn the head to the left and to the right. He's got good down movement. He can look up about that much. You can pivot the head to the left and the right. You can move the entire neck, so you definitely get good movement there with the head. Arms attached with a shoulder type hinge joint, so he can get his arm out pretty good. The shoulder pads are articulated. They just connect with a little ball joint. You've got good rotation there. You can also rotate there at the shoulder where the arm meets. You can basically move it there, and then you also get a bicep swivel, so you get double rotation there. You also get some up and down movement of the arm in the socket there, and you get some back and forth movement as well. It's not a true butterfly joint, but you definitely get pretty good movement there at the shoulder. He's got a double hinged elbow, so he can bend pretty good there at the elbow. He's also got a rotation there, basically at the lower, or here where the lower arm meets the elbow. You've got rotation, and then you've got rotation at the wrist, and you've got the hinges, so you've got either forward and back, or you can turn that ball hinge joint, and then you've got up and down movement. He's got a midsection joint, so he's got good rotation there at the midsection. He can crunch down about that much, and then he can look back about that much. You also have, you can move to the left and right there at the midsection. He's got a waist swivel, and you've got pretty good swivel there at the waist. You've also got a little bit of pivot there, and he really can't crunch down much at the waist. He can look back a bit at the waist. He's got ball joints for the legs. Now, the way the legs are sculpted, he can only do the splits about that much. You can get the leg forward good, and you can do the leg back. The legs do come out from the socket there, and you've got rotation up high there with those ball joints. It doesn't have a true thigh swivel, but you do have rotation. Then he's got a double hinged knee, so good bending at the knee. He does not have rotation at the knee, and he doesn't have any kind of calf swivel or, swivel up here at the boot cuff. But he does have swivel, a little bit of swivel at the leg. The armor pieces come down over the ankles, so it limits some of that movement. Same with the up and down movement. You really don't have much up and down movement with the feet on this one, but you do have ankle pivot. And then you also have toe articulation. No peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I like this figure. I like the sculpting detail on it. I think the paint applications are pretty solid, though I do think maybe he's a little too clean looking. I like the accessories. I like the pouch on his belt that you can remove. And the fact that this is actually a different version of the Skarif Stormtrooper over what we've gotten from Hasbro is a nice added touch. Now, this figure is available now at places like Big Bad Toy Store. We'll have a full image gallery up at JediInsider.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, I'll catch you later.